Hi guys, this is another Walking Dead Q&A video. This is number 6. This is number 8 leading up to episode 9. Thank you to all of you that submitted questions, and before I get started, I just wanted to let you guys know that I need more questions, so leave them in the comments. I'm going to be doing a Q&A announcements video pretty soon as well. So if you guys don't see the comment send me your questions, leave them in the comments because I need more questions so I could continue doing these Q&As for you guys, okay? Okay, let's get started. The first question is from Stoic Gaming. He says, do you think that the crew from the... The first question comes from Stoic Gaming. He says, do you think that the crew from Fear the Walking Dead will ever meet up with the main cast of The Walking Dead? That's a really great question. Okay, like every show in the beginning, they always say they're never gonna do crossovers. They did say that they're trying to keep Fear the Walking Dead separate from The Walking Dead, completely separate. They're trying to do like a separate story, separate character development, separate everything. They always say that in every single show. But I think that eventually, when Fear ends, because Fear's not gonna last the same amount as Walking Dead, it's impossible. 10 seasons, I don't see that happening. I see maybe 5. I think that's a good realistic number. I think that after they're ending, I think that once they end that series, they're gonna do like a crossover event to where they're gonna mix. Some of the characters from Fear are going to go to The Walking Dead. I think that would be really awesome. There's been like a theory going on that maybe Madison is Alpha from the comic book series. Most of you won't know who Alpha is unless you read the comic book series, or unless you go on the wiki and search up Alpha Walking Dead. She's a character that looks really similar to Madison. That's basically a bad guy. So she's a female... She's a female bad guy character from the comics. And we never had a female bad guy before. So there's that theory going around that Madison is the bad guy secretly, and maybe they're doing that series just to develop her. That would be really awesome if it was true, but like I said, they're saying that they're completely separate and they don't want to combine them or anything like that. And plus, this series, Fear the Walking Dead started off from the beginning, completely from the beginning. Walking Dead is in the apocalypse for about 3 years now. They could do a time skip of 2 or 3 years to catch up to the main show. They could do that, but that's going to take time, and it won't happen anytime soon. So I would like that to happen. It would be really awesome if it did, because both groups would be together interacting. But to answer your question, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. If it did, it would happen towards the end of Fear the Walking Dead, once it gets to like season 4, season 5, once they're ready to end it, because like I said, I don't think they're going to last 10 seasons. Realistically, it's not going to last 10 seasons, because The Walking Dead, the reason it's doing very well, and the reason it has more of a... It has the comic book series behind it, so it has that as a reference. Fear doesn't have anything. They could do a comic book in the future about Fear, but I don't see that happening currently. I think it's just gonna... I think if it does happen, it's gonna happen towards the end, just to answer your question. So thanks for the awesome question. The next one's from BofferHD. He says, if you could save a character from The Walking Dead that is already dead, who would it be and why? this is a really tricky question for me. There's a lot of characters I want to see back, but will never be back. If I had the chance to save a character that was dead already, I think my top character would be Hershel. Everyone loved Hershel. He's a really fun character. He's the moral compass of the group. He's really interesting overall. It was great to see him where he started off in the farm, where most people hated him, where most people hated him, and to see him go from there to one of the best characters in season 4. Definitely was up there in season 3, season 4. I think he would be the one that I would like to see back. Another one would probably be Shane, just to see him interact with the governor, to see him interact with the Alexandrians, with Negan. That would be really awesome. But if you think about Shane and Negan, who would win? I think Shane would probably be killed off. If he was still alive, I think he would be the one to be killed off. I think that would make sense because it's basically Rick and Shane were basically brothers. They grew up together, and imagine if Negan was one to kill off Shane with the bat. That would be a bigger impactful death than seeing Daryl die, in my opinion, because he's been with Rick since the beginning, his entire life. So that would be more emotional and everything. But it would be really awesome to see Shane back as well. I know he's an anti-hero. He probably caused more bad than good, but it would be awesome to see him back. That's my opinion. I just answered this question in my last Q&A, but that's another character I want to see back. And then another one that I really miss is Andrea. I know people hated Andrea once she slept with the governor, once she slept with Shane. She kind of became one of those characters that people don't like anymore. But that's one of the characters I actually miss because all the things she was going to do in the future seasons. I know her storyline has been handed over to Sasha, but once we get to that point in the comics, it's going to be a little weird because of the drastic change with Andrea not being there. I know Sasha's the new Andrea, but we are going to see changes. That's what I'm saying. I like the actress that played Andrea. I think it was perfect fit, and it kind of sucks that she wanted off the show, but I would have liked to see her on the show still. It would have been awesome to see her, like I said, with Negan and the Alexandrians and everything, how they deal with all the deaths and everything between. So, thanks for the question. The next question is from Archie Jenise. He says, top 5 favorite characters and then top 5 worst characters for me. Okay, I'm going to do this quickly because I'm going to answer your question a little quick because I'm going to do this. I'm going to answer your question here, but I'm going to do a top 10 favorite characters pretty soon. So most of these characters will be on that list, okay? But to answer your question, top 5 favorite characters, I've done this list before, but I'm going to do it quickly again. Number 5, I think at this point would be Maggie. It used to be Glenn, now it's Maggie. Number 4 is Glenn. It used to be Morgan. Morgan's not on the list anymore just because of the drastic change he did. So that kind of sucks for him. Number 3 is Daryl. He used to be number 2 for me. Now it's number 3. Just because he hasn't done much. Number 2 is Carol. She's gotten up on the list just because of everything she did this first half season with episode 2 and currently where she is now. So she's really awesome. She actually tried to fight Morgan. Even though Morgan is a big guy and she's a lady, I'm not saying that a girl can't fight a guy, but we don't really want to see that too much because Morgan just slammed her. I'm still pissed off about that. We definitely don't want to see a guy slam a girl, hit a girl or anything. But Morgan, that's one of the reasons Morgan's off the list for me, just because he did that. And for Carol to actually try to defend what she believes in, try to kill the wolf, that's why I put her number 2. Another reason is because of episode 2, where she actually killed a lot of people. So she's climbing on my list very quickly. I wouldn't be surprised that in the future she's number 1 for me. But currently she's number 2, so she's doing very well. And number 1 is Rick. I don't really have to say too much about Rick. He's a lot of people's favorite. For me, he's really conflicted. He used to be a good guy. He's kind of like an anti-hero now. He doesn't really care about people too much. Right now he does, but Season 5 he was killing everyone he could. He killed termites, he killed the people from the hospital. So he went from a good guy to crazy Rick, and now he's coming back again. So he's a really awesome character just because we get that... just because the character's not boring. If he was completely good, I think he would be boring. If he was completely bad, I think he would be boring. But since he is an anti-hero, he's more interesting. Like Shane was interesting because of that reason. So number 1 is Rick. Okay, the top 5 worst characters for me. Okay, worst characters. Okay, Jackie. I'm not sure if you're referring to the entire series or just season 6. If it's just season 6, I'm gonna say Eric probably. Bruce is another one that I hate. I don't really like. I'm not gonna put like a top 5. One of them is Bruce. Another one I didn't really like too much is Nicholas. He's not really the worst character, but he's up there for me. ¿Qué pasó? From season 1, I really didn't like Jackie. She didn't do anything for the show. She just committed suicide. That was it. So she was up there for one of the weakest characters in my opinion. Season 2, Patricia was one of them. She did another character that wasn't really useful in the apocalypse. Jimmy, and then there's season 3. We get a couple. Not really much. Season 3. In season 3, we get those prisoners that didn't really contribute anything to the story, especially Oscar and the other guy, I don't remember his name. Oscar was one of the worst characters in my opinion. Yeah, and that's it. So my top 5 are Jackie, Oscar from season 3, Patricia, Jimmy, and then Bruce from season 6. So those are my top 5. Thanks for the question. This will be the final question. This one's also from BofferHD. He says, will you do movie reviews in the future or just stick to The Walking Dead? This will be the final question. This one's from BofferHD. He says, will you do movie reviews in the future or just stick to The Walking Dead? I actually just did a Star Wars Episode 7 review, so that answers your question basically. Yeah, I'm gonna actually do Yes, I'm actually gonna do movie reviews. Not every single movie, just like special movies here and there, big movies. Like obviously Star Wars, Marvel, DC. Deadpool's coming up, so obviously I'm gonna do that, and then other movies in between. Like there was a Hitman movie I think a couple months ago or a year ago. I would probably do a review on that, stuff like that, like action movies, big movies. If you guys want me to review any other movies, like I know there was one of you that said that you wanted to see me review the Pirates of the Caribbean movie, and there was another one that said so stuff like that I could do reviews on. Just let me know in the comments, but I do have to take time to watch the movie, 2-hour movie, and sometimes I don't have time. So just let me know in the comments if you guys let me know in the comments if you guys want me to do reviews like that, and I most likely will. So just send me any ideas, suggestions, anything like that. And I've done stuff for you guys before. There was a couple of you that wanted to see a Gotham season 1 and 2 recap. I did that for you guys. And then there's other stuff in between in the channel that I've done for you guys. So just send me your ideas, anything, and I'll take it into consideration. Just leave it in the comments, okay? Okay, that's it for this Q&A. It's getting a little long, so that's it. And like always, leave your comments, and don't forget to leave your questions. I need more questions for Q&As, and that's it. If you like this video, please comment up below. If you want to support the channel, please share and favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, you want to get the latest Walking Dead news, reviews, and predictions, please subscribe. That's it for this video. See you guys next time, and thanks for watching.